"An evil Grand Duke," exclaims Will, revealing the origin of the threat. This beast is one of the most powerful, a resident of the highest levels of the tower, on the feared 25th floor, but for unknown reasons, it has descended upon them. Will and his team face a heartbreaking reality. Julius, in disbelief, shouts about the impossibility of defeating such a powerful monster. Lyanna, silently, acknowledges the despair that gnaws at the group, and the fact that there is no escape suffocates them. The evil guards and evil sentinels surround them, blindly obeying the Grand Duke, who won't stop until he destroys them. But Will is not willing to give up. With the calmness of a strategist, he lays out his plan: kill the Grand Duke. If they can defeat him, they would dismantle the hierarchy that keeps the monsters united. It would be their only way out. Colette doubts, but she understands that the only way to survive is to defeat that hellish creature. Julius, on the other hand, explodes in frustration. How could they defeat such a creature? Will, without hesitation, acknowledges that his plan alone isn't enough and admits that the key lies with Julius, begging him to lend his strength. Wignall and Colette align themselves with Will, trusting his leadership. Even Shounen, though reluctant, agrees to face the danger. Lyanna, seeing the firmness in Will's eyes, realizes she had been wrong all along. Will wasn't just a shield for their group, but their true leader. With newfound determination, she asks Will to take charge, trusting him completely. The tension rises as Julius hesitates, but the fate of everyone is at stake. Can they survive by following Will's plan? Amid the desperation and chaos, Will reveals crucial knowledge to Julius, who still doubts him. "I'll teach you a secret of elfy magic," he says, showing how Ars Weiss magic allows spells to continue uninterrupted, even if a caster falls. Julius, in disbelief, tests this technique and conjures his powerful magic, but inwardly curses the difficulty of maintaining such a complex spell. "Damn fool," he thinks, while trying to contain the beast's power. Meanwhile, the rest of the team, led by Will's firm voice, tries to stop the monster. Colette, Shounen, and Wignall cast spells against it, but their attacks barely scratch its impenetrable wings. Just as Will said, Colette thinks, confirming that Will's words in the library were true. The enemy, a terrifying evil Grand Duke, is almost invulnerable to conventional attacks. Julius, gathering all his magical strength, casts his most powerful spell, but the monster blocks even that attack. Will, remaining calm, had already anticipated this possibility. "Lyanna," he shouts, calling to his companion. Lyanna, using her speed and skills, tries to get close to the monster to strike its weak point. However, she faces an invisible barrier, probably created by other mages in the past. As the battle intensifies, the situation becomes critical. Will puts himself in danger to protect Lyanna, and his companions worry for him. Colette and Wignall rush toward him, desperate to know if he's okay. But the enemy doesn't stop, pushing through Julius' ice attacks and preparing to launch another deadly assault. Will takes damage to his body, and his glasses, the only memory he has of his childhood friend, shatter, leaving him in shock. At that moment, Lyanna makes a heroic decision. "Retreat," she orders coldly. "Take Will and flee. I'll buy you time." Willing to sacrifice her life to save her friends, she faces the demonic monster, ready to stop it even if it means her end. The battle against the evil Grand Duke has pushed the team to the brink of despair. With every passing minute, the tension mounts, and the fate of everyone depends on the decision to fight or flee. In the middle of the battle, Lyanna makes a drastic decision, determined to face the monster alone, even if it costs her life. "I missed the most crucial strike," she says resolutely, as Colette begs her not to do it. Lyanna reveals the burden of her lineage, explaining that the Owenzas live short lives because they are knights who protect their allies, living shields. Wignall, seeing her decision, decides to stay by her side. "I've finally found another Ryzenth I respect," he confesses, demonstrating the camaraderie between them. Meanwhile, Shounen is consumed by internal conflict. "We can only flee," he thinks, knowing that Wignall and Lyanna's deaths are inevitable. However, his pragmatic reasoning is shaken by Will, who asks him to strike him. Will is trembling, unable to control his fear after losing the elfy lenses, essential to his magic. "I can't do this," he admits, paralyzed by terror. Shounen, enraged, confronts him, "You gave us all hope. It's your fault we're here." But after that confrontation, Will regains his composure. He thanks Shounen, no longer trembling, and prepares for what's to come. Colette, seeing Will's calmness, explains the truth about him to Shounen. Although Will always seems terrified, what scares him the most is the idea of running away. What others call bravery, says Colette, revealing Will's true nature of courage. She decides to join the fight, while Will reflects on the terrible situation. The monster is agile, and its defense seems insurmountable, especially those impenetrable wings they must destroy to have any chance of winning. Amid this chaos, Colette casts a powerful spell to help Will. "I'll give you everything I've got," she exclaims, as the spells begin to hit the monster. Shounen also joins in, invoking the power of flames to attack, but even after those powerful strikes, the monster remains standing, seemingly unbeatable. Will, still terrified, remembers the words of his former mentors, "It's wand and sword." Suddenly, he understands what must be done. By combining magic and sword power, Will and Shounen synchronize their efforts. Magic! Wand and sword! Will shouts, as the power of their attack reaches a new level. Shounen's sword ignites, consuming the spells and unleashing a devastating force, Ignis Whis. The final attack from Will and Shounen transforms the battle. The combination of their abilities, magic, and sword pushes them toward victory against an enemy that once seemed invulnerable. But even in that moment, fear and determination still pulse in the heart of every warrior, reminding them of the fragile line between courage and despair.